Good morning. Happy Friday. Cheers to you. Or happy Thursday night if you're in America or other such places. We're going to do book club. That's what we do. It's Friday morning. So I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited to review some new stuff. I'm feeling like getting pumped up this morning. So yes, I hope you're well. Please feel free to interact all you like. Yes. That's great. There's comments already. Thank you so much. Yes. What are you up to this Friday, everybody? Is there anything exciting going on that I'm missing out on that I can FOMO about? For me, what have I got on today? So much. It's ridiculous. I've got a jam-packed Friday, jam-packed Saturday and Sunday. It's just how I roll, it seems, these days. But I love it. I've never had more fun in my entire life than I am right now. Business left, right, and center. The kids are growing up. I'm learning new stuff, implementing that new stuff. It's impacting my chess, my jiu-jitsu, my business, my parenting. So yeah, I'm on a roll right now. I'm going to try and keep it that way. Yeah, I don't think we should delay getting goodness out of this book. So let's. Ooh, that's awesome. There's an automated chat. All right. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to share my screen here. I'm also going to mess around with my layout for a moment because there's this split view that I probably need to see if I can make work. That's not going to work. Is this going to work? That could work. That could work. I think that's the best way. Yeah, I think we'll roll with that. All right, so the book that we are reading is The 10X Mentor. So I'll just slide this in a bit like that. That should do the job. And we can get the show on the road. All right. Not that. Is this the book? Is this my notes? Yes, The 10X Mentor. Here we go. All right.
What does it matter what their net worth is? What's yours? How much time have you spent with friends and family, by the way, that have no way, shape, or harm can actually help you in your future? Look at that time. Look at the time you have in the day. Look at all that time. Calculate what you could have been doing instead. And now make a list of those things that you need to apply discipline on in your life. Limit the time you're spending on wasted activities. Here's a suggestion to keep you really hyper-focused. Keep your schedule full, so full that you don't have time for the bullshit. Take your day, break it into 15 minutes. Take every hour, break it into 15-minute segments. If you're a salesperson, see how many calls you can make in 15 minutes. How many emails you can send out. If you're customer service, how many different customers can you get to in a 15-minute period, and then recycle that, reboot. Fill every segment with productive actions so that you're so busy you don't have time for the BS. If your 2 o'clock appointment flakes out on you, no sweat. Once you have a backup. Stack so much in your day that your new problems are not disappointments, but oh my God, man, I'm glad that 2 o'clock canceled. Now I can put attention on the more qualified client at 2:15. If you want a break, it's not because of education or talent or connections, personality, luck, money, technology, or being in the right industry, or even being at the right place at the right time. Sorry, you want your big break? It's going to be because you take 10x actions all the time, every day, every week, every month, through the year. Think in terms of expansion, expanding everything that you do and never being satisfied with what you do. Be willing to try anything. Try breaking agreed upon norms in order to stand out and move forward in your career. Often it's the rule breakers. Notice, it's the rule breakers, the noise makers, the attention getters who get noticed and succeed. Don't sit around waiting for a big break to fall in your lap. It ain't gonna fall, I'm telling you. You have to assume that you're the unluckiest person in the world. I know I am. I've always treated luck
I want to
like,
pause
hey,
this for a second and just share something with you about that, right? So I've discovered this little hack. I don't know how long it's going to last and how long it's going to work, but I think this is the kind of stuff he's talking about, right? So one of the revenue streams I have is I sell coffee machines, coffee, put that into cafes, restaurants, etc. And I buy coffee machines and then I give them away free to people under no contract, etc. But Gumtree really hates when I put up a coffee machine and say it's free, and if you want, I can supply the beans, right? But I'm open to offers. I'm open to anything you've got your mind about, and I put it up as free because actually I'm putting this coffee machine in there free, but I'm not giving them the coffee machine. The thing about this is I put up the ad, leads roll in, like 10 people will message me within an hour. And then Gumtree will take down my ad saying that I'm not following their terms and conditions. And I actually still can't yet see why. But when I put up the same coffee machine, but for $1, so it's not free, or I just structure it in any other way, Gumtree never take the ad down, and yet the leads don't flood in. And then the leads that do come in for this ad that it apparently breaches their terms, no one's ever said that's unethical or you're breaching the terms. They're all very excited to talk and do business, etc. So I've just kind of found this way to make some to kind of get people's attention, even though it breaks the rules. And all I have to do is once a week put up that ad, knowing it's going to be taken down. My account may eventually be disabled. I don't know. But they're the kinds of risks that I'm willing to take in order to break through to people. So maybe there's something there. I don't know. It's not advice. Hashtag not advice. All right, here we go.
I'm not going to get a break. I have to take action. I have to outwork everyone. I have to be more disciplined. I do not have the luxury. I am not entitled to a break. Only thing that's going to get me my break is me making my break. Take actions. Next, cut down all the negative inner dialogue in your head. Okay, now listen, earlier I said you got to be hard on yourself. I'm not talking about negative dialogue. I'm talking about you can do better than this. Those who see themselves as victims, and that's not what I'm talking about here. Those who talk negative to themselves, I'm not worth it. That's what I'm talking about here. Those who see themselves as victims have nothing better to do than to tell you then about their bad breaks, misfortunes, and how they suffered in life. Woe is me. Pour me another drink, the alcoholic says. The concept there is the pity. The pity, you get drunk on your own pity, is they have nothing to do with their bad breaks and misfortunes. What about, woe is me, I keep effing up? Unsuccessful people rationalize their failures. Listen, unsuccessful people make sense of their failures. They claim they were unlucky. They're not connected. Something happened. Most of the time, you create your own luck. You have setbacks because you didn't get back into the game. There'll be times when a deal does fall through, or a client chooses another company, or a pandemic hits. The economy shuts down. Plan for it. What are you thinking? Why are you so surprised? Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. You didn't know this could happen? How could this shock you? Expect that half your efforts will go bust. Double the number of deals that you're working on. Build a pipeline. If you're an actress, you might need to do 1,000 auditions. Why be disappointed with 2 of them? Build your pipeline through activity. Bake a certain amount of failure into your planning.
That's the same with not just
COVID-19,
not just
with the economy shut
business
down
and
throughout
money,
the country.
but I don't know, competing in a sport. Like if you want to win a lot of comps, enter twice as many comps as you want to win, at least twice as many comps, and then over time. And also the other thing though is just competing doesn't necessarily get you the victories. It's competing mixed with deliberate practice that will get you the victories, and that is in every area of your life. I'm sure about that. Very clear. I've proven that to myself time and time and time again. Good morning, wherever you are, whether you're in the United States, Australia, Ukraine, Russia, anywhere. We love you all, and we want to share the knowledge, share the love. This is what this Friday is dedicated to: getting going for Friday, having a successful Friday, and having a great life.
40 million people out of work. My company had the best single year they've ever had. $150 million worth of revenue when tens of millions of businesses were literally shutting down. We made more money. Anyone who blames external factors for not achieving success is not in control of life. The state of Texas in the winter 2021 experienced an Arctic weather condition that shut down the entire electric grid across Texas. 4.4 million people went without heat, light, electricity, food, and water for days. Frozen pipelines everywhere. While politicians blame global warming or we didn't have enough wind turbines, whatever they came up with, the real failure was a lack of preparation and planning. Look, man, we've been having freezing water pipes in the South for freaking 100 years, ever since we had water pipes. The power companies knew what they had to do to prevent the blackouts, but they didn't do it for whatever reason. My point is, don't blame extreme or external factors. Take responsibility. What did you do that caused you to suffer from this? In 2008, when the housing crisis happened, my companies got obliterated. I did not blame the housing crisis. I didn't blame Wall Street. I did not blame mortgage-backed securities. I blamed me. And I was able to turn me around faster. Actually, 2008 was the best thing that ever happened to me. It was the creation of who I am because I took responsibility. You wouldn't.
I can totally get that. The bigger the breakdown, the bigger the breakthrough. Definitely the same for me. Like the areas where I've been dropped to my knees with failure are the times where I put in place systems and processes, change the way I do partnerships, etc., to make sure that those things never happen again.
Not know me if it was not for 2008, 2009, and 2010. That's when I decided to go horizontal and make sure I was in hundreds of verticals, not just one or two. Success comes about because of actions. As an individual, if you don't trust the power grid in your state, and you shouldn't trust the water. Invest in a generator, load up with water, take control. Don't think like a victim. You're not. Quit blaming others. It's beneath you. Ask yourself, what can you do to reduce the chances of bad things happening to you? And how do you increase the chances of you guaranteeing success for you, your family, and the people you love?
Good point.
Chapter 16, follow-up.
Follow-up.
This is the holy grail of your execution in making you who you deserve to be. This is called follow-up. Consistent, daily, disciplined follow-up. Relentless, by the way, follow-up. Look, if I'm a potential customer, say I'm a target, you have my name, you have my information, you have my phone number. Or you got one of those three things, or two of the three things. It is up to you, not me, to buy from you. Okay, it is not up to me to buy from you. It is up to you to make sure I buy from you. You only get a few seconds on a phone call, maybe a few seconds with an email, or maybe I hit one of your targeted email lists or your campaign that you ran on Facebook. How are you going to follow me up? If I don't feel welcome when I come to your store, if I don't get this metaphorical hug from your staff and they show me how much they care about, all my decisions, if I make one at all, will be on price, service, how the place looked or felt. Okay, if I walk into your gym equipment is probably very similar to the gym equipment down the street. What is going to make the difference? At Cardone University, I wrote our employees' scripts. All our employees at Cardone Capital, Cardone Enterprises, Cardone Ventures, 10X Incubator, all our companies, even companies that we partner in, we go in and put scripts for follow-up. First thing we do is, how do I follow up an unclosed customer? How can I help you when I answer the phone? What can I do for you? What can I get you information on? What information can I get back to you on? Okay. Let me send you 3 levels of membership. Let me tell you what it costs to work here. Okay. That's contact when they're interested. Well, what do you do when that fails? Remember the previous chapter, we're talking about 10X actions. What actions? Right now, I'm trying to book Dave Chappelle for our 10X Growth Conference. Last night, Dave's people told me, Mr. Chappelle cannot be at your event, Grant. He has a conflict. And I'm like, I got it. I understand. And I'm with you. I said, let me ask you a question. What could we do to get Mr. Chappelle? I'm following up now. I've been told no. What could we do to get Mr. Chappelle at the conference? Can't happen this time, Grant. Got it. Understand. I'm with you. This is part of follow-up. I'm following up a no. How would you like to know how to do this without getting people upset? Follow up relentlessly without having people get upset with you. And I said, I would like you to pass on a message to Mr. Chappelle. Let Dave know that I'm 64 years old. I maybe have what? I don't know, 10 or 15, 20 years left on this planet. Cardone wants to know, Dave, how many more no's will he get in his lifetime before he's not around anymore? And do you want to be one of those no's?
Oh my God.
And the guy's like, dude, that is so strong. That's crazy. He's like, I don't even know if I can deliver that to Dave. I said, you can do it. You can deliver it to Dave. By the way, if you can't, I can. I said, just try, bro. Just try.
Holy shit.
Now, I don't know if Dave's going to actually change his mind, but I know this. I'm not going to give up on Dave Chappelle speaking at one of my conferences because I'm going to keep following him up no matter what. Okay, follow up. This is where you can't quit. This is the hard stuff people don't do. This is the thing. This one topic is the thing that will make you different than everyone else. Look, most of the time I spend today is one, reaching out to get people to know my name. Then I spend the rest of my time basically trying to follow up that business with direct mail, advertising, PR, social media, email campaigns, and phone calls. First, I want to get attention. Then I want to keep attention. If you've ever heard me say this, money follows attention. How do I get attention? How do I keep it? And then how do I multiply the attention? How do I get attention? How do I keep their attention? So let's say I had Mr. Chappelle's attention for a second, and I did. I lose his attention. I got to go back and get it again through follow-up. And then I got to multiply it so that we can do more things together. This same concept holds true for money, almost everything. How do I get it? How do I keep it? How do I multiply it? Okay. So how do I do that today with all the technology available? Because I have more than a telephone and more than mail. I have email, Instagram, DMs, live, reels, stories. That's just Instagram. I got Facebook, which nobody's watching anymore. I got YouTube. We got shorts now that we didn't have. I got 8-hour videos sitting on YouTube to remind people. I have retargeting on Google. I have straight up ads that I can buy on Google. You can't get away from me. Follow up is everything. Try to get away from me. We've had people unsubscribe from my email list. I'm about to do an event. I'll promise you, the people that paid $20,000 and $30,000, there'll be 500 people in a room that paid between $15,000 and $30,000 for a seat. There'll be another 1,000 people that paid between $2,500 and $5,000 for a seat, and there'll be another 2,000 people that paid $1,500 to $2,500 for a seat. Many of the people in the room, probably as many as 30% of that room, will have unsubscribed from my emails. Last year, we sent out 480 million emails in one 12-month period. That's 480 million emails. Many of those people unsubscribed from my emails. I can't handle any more emails from Grant Cardone. It's just too much. It's called follow-up. It's because I care. I don't want you to forget about me. Yeah. Remember, first you didn't know me, and then you forgot me. My job is to make sure you know me, and then number two, make sure you never forget me. So you unsubscribe from my list, but 30% of the room at this conference that paid the most for the tickets, up to $30,000, will have unsubscribed from my email list. You understand what I'm telling you right now? Just because you unsubscribe from my email does not mean you're not going to see my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, TikTok, see me on TV, hear from me on the radio, or possibly get a piece of direct mail from me. There are so many ways to follow people up today. It's crazy. Most of us spend our time and attention reaching out, pulling in new business, and then not following it up. Okay, it makes sense to spend money, time, and energy reaching a new audience. What doesn't make sense and certainly doesn't make money is when you don't follow up. What most people are not good at, and I've been through thousands of businesses in America, probably tens of thousands of businesses. What most businesses fail at, if not all of them, okay, is follow-up.
It's so true. Like that is like something, yeah, exactly. I was just going into this now, but just for myself, even the sheer volume of energy I've cultivated in my life, and then gone on to be too tired to follow things up. Like everything should be followed up to the point. Like actually, what I say to clients nowadays is, look, I don't mind which way you want to go, but let's be a powerful yes or a powerful no with each other as soon as possible, so that I can get you off my sales list and we can just become associates and acquaintances, or we can do some business together. And they love that because they know where they stand. I know where I stand. And I would really rather have one warm opportunity become a hot opportunity and then become something that moves forward than 10 kind of potentials. You know, I'll trade one really good opportunity for 10 potentials, and I'll give a lot of my attention to that one opportunity until they're across the line and until they've committed. And then I'll hand that over to my team. Then I'll go and look at those 10. I'll try and find the hottest opportunity from there, give that all my attention, you know. So, hey, how you going, Sean? Good morning to you. Thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate that, brother. Really appreciate that. Hope you're well, my man. Cheers. All right, let's keep going.
To build a funnel of potential customers, and then you don't follow up. Remember, you can only eat what you kill. Nobody's going to do this for you. Follow up helps you get the kill. My friend Tai Lopez came to our offices in Miami to see what we're doing. Tai Lopez has done unbelievable business online, mostly YouTube. He sold a product called 69 Rules or 69 Steps or something. He did a tremendous job going live online. He came to my office and saw our call center where we were calling people back that had entered into our funnels because of YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. He's like, oh my God, man, we don't do any of this here. We don't do any of this. We've done over $1 billion worth of sales of the internet. Over 60% of that $1.2 billion has come from the follow-up, possibly as much as 80%. Let me give you a few facts when it comes to customer acquisition. We do training for thousands of companies in America every year. Here are the facts about what happens today in businesses in America and why they're failing. 48% of companies never follow up a customer one time. 25% never make a second call. 12% of sales organizations and companies only make 3 contacts. Stay with me here. 2% of all sales, only 2%, 98% of all sales are not made in the first contact. Only 2% of all customer acquisitions are made on the first contact. 80% of all customer acquisitions are made between the 5th and the 12th contact. 64% of companies admit they have no follow-up strategy in place at all.
5th and 12th contact. Holy shit. All right.
If you could get good
if that
at
is
this,
the truth,
in fact,
if that is the truth, 80% of customers are between the 5th and 12th contact, then that is mind-blowing about the potential of because that's new business, right? So it's very important to, obviously, this is not new stuff, right? This is not new stuff. This has been going around forever. Like, people hang on to leads, but I think the new way of doing business is like, leave me alone. I'll search what I want. I'll buy what I want from you. But having said that, the person still has to see your ad or know you exist probably between 5 and 12 times at least. And further to that, these people are still human beings. And if you're reaching out to them and you're showing them love and you're not about getting a sale and you've engaged with them between 5 and 12 times, they're probably going to think of you when it's time to do business. And then if you think about just life, like let's say you want, I don't know, your kid to do their homework, okay, anything at all. I wonder if the 5 to 12 times, you know, of interacting around that to get the sale, right, would hold true. Like, I reckon if I said to my son, well, I do know this actually, like we have this agreement, learning tasks. His learning tasks need to be done, and then I stab his back. All I care about is when I go into his compass and I see the amount of learning tasks, I go, Macca, there's 8 learning tasks. And he says, oh man, okay. And what do we need to do? Okay, well, let's get it down to 4 and and I'll get off your back. So we talk about the numbers there, right? But it's taken a long time to get there. And I'm guessing it's definitely between 5 and 12 conversations we've had where it's finally starting to hold true. So yeah, I could see that this 5 to 12 times to have something advance could be a good rule of thumb. That's all. Not the truth, just a good rule of thumb.
Study that came out, we worked with a company and we were looking at the speed at which we could follow up, not just the frequency at which we could follow up. If you did your follow-up within 5 minutes of contact, let's say they came to the gym, they did the workout, they left. If within 5 minutes of the contact of the company, you could actually do a follow-up, text, email, phone call, anything. A study came out from MIT that showed that call, email, text, phone call, whatever, would lead to a 500% improvement in customer acquisition.
Shane. Oh, mate, thanks for stopping by, brother. And oh, I'm so happy to hear you're babysitting your grandson, man. I can't wait to be a grandfather. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. I hope you're still doing jujitsu, man. I hope that I'm not picking up these geese because you're not doing jujitsu. That would break my heart. And hopefully you're getting your grandson into jujitsu as soon as possible. All right, take care. Thanks for watching.
So why don't people do a better job of following up? Think about the company that you went to, or the phone call that you made, or the search that
Well,
you
let's
did
just get
recently.
back a
Did
touch
anybody
here.
ever call you? The restaurant you went out, they left. If
Uh-oh.
within 5 minutes of the contact of the company, you could actually do a follow-up, text, email, phone call, anything. A study came out from MIT that showed that call, email, text, phone call, whatever, would lead to a 500% improvement in customer acquisition. So why don't people do a better job of following up? Think about the company that you went to, or the phone call that you made, or the search that you did recently.
What?
Did anybody ever call you? The restaurant you went to, the
500%.
club you went to this weekend, the gym you visited, the hotel you went to,
Wow.
maybe last year. Did anybody ever call you? I mean, a real person. Did a real person call you? I'm not talking about a survey. Tell us how your stay was at the Four Seasons. Nobody fills out that survey, almost no one. And the people that do fill it out are the people that are pissed off at you. Why don't companies follow up? It's usually because they were trained not to follow up. They don't know what to say on the initial contact. They haven't been given the training to. In fact, some of you think that follow up is like, oh, you're stalking him. Some of you may know this story about my wife. My wife at first was not interested in me. She did not see me. She did not get me. She did not like me. I called my wife 26 times over 13 months, knowing that I could get her to become interested in me. I knew my wife was the right person for me. So what did I do? I followed her up. 26 phone calls. Now I know some of you right now, that's stalking, man. That's just not right. You can't do that. You can do it if you're a professional. You can do it if you keep it light. You can do it if you're creative, and you can do it if you're committed. Look, if you don't know what to say on the first contact, how are you going to know what to say on the second one, the third one, the fourth one, or much less the 26th one? By the way, it's not stalking if it works. 420 million emails were sent out by one company last year in 12 months. Yes, some people unsubscribe. We follow them up in other ways. We retarget them. I do funny stuff on Instagram. I might even talk about it on TikTok, or throw a list of people that maybe a text message or a short video message to their cell phone and say, man, I noticed you unsubscribed today. I'm sad. I'm heartbroken that you left. You understand? You got to keep it creative and light.
Yeah.
But you got to keep following up. Other companies will not follow up. The rest of the world is not going to follow up. They quit.
Absolutely.
Remember the 4 levels of action. I do nothing, I retreat, average, or massive. Your follow-up must.
Yeah, we'll finish on the 4 levels of action. He keeps going back to those, and they are great. So 4 levels of action. I do nothing is a type of action. I retreat is another type of action. I take normal action, another type of action, or I take massive action, which is where he likes to stand. And when people quit on you, or something goes bad, or when something's going good, no matter what, you can always take one of these 4 types of actions. But if I was going to bow down to a god as such, it would be the god of action. I don't know if there is a god of action, but that's my god. And I love massive action. I really do. Like, for me now, I'm super inspired. I don't know if you are. Hopefully you are. Hopefully you're ready to go out there and be light, be creative and committed, do lots of following up, and take that massive action. I wish you the best weekend ahead. I wish you the best week ahead. We're going to be here every Friday. We have been for quite a while now. So yeah, please come along. In fact, I'm going to invite all my clients from all my various entities every Friday to this from now on. So bring it. Let's get a bigger community in here and get some more interaction. That'd be a lot more fun for everybody. Have a great Friday. Woo!